another edition of learning. Welcome to lesson 21. Today our learning targets are: I can read words with the O sound. I can plan a personal narrative. Now look at our spelling tree. Let's review our spelling trees for the R sound. Now let's look at worksheet 21.1 for R spelling. Now the writing process. We have plan, we have draft, we have edit, and publish. Today we'll begin a new writing unit. We will go through the stages of the writing process, one after the other. Personal narrative planning. We are going to be working on a new writing project. We're going to be working on a new writing project. We have written a fictional genres like fables and book reports. Today we'll work on a non-fiction piece of writing called a personal narrative. Now fiction. Fiction is what? A made up or an imaginary story. Non-fiction is a story that is true and really happened. A personal narrative is a type of non-fiction writing. It describes something that really happened to the author. Now, this is a personal narrative about a child who is not much older than you are. Follow along while I read the story, The Storm, to you. A personal narrative is different from a fictional story in that it is not a made-up story, but contains many of the same elements as a fictional story. Now look at some of the elements. We have title, setting, beginning, plot, characters. That is the beginning, the middle, and the end. Now we have the W, which is who, what, when, why, and when. The W questions: who, what, when, why, and where. Good stories answer these 5 questions: who, what, when, why, and where. Who? This question asks about the characters in the story. What? This question asks about the plot of the story. That is the beginning, the middle, and the end. When? This question further refines the setting by asking about the time of the story, like early morning, winter, and last year. Where? This question asks about the setting of the story. Why? This question refines the plot of the story. Why did the main character do whatever it was he or she did? Now, these are good questions to ask yourself if you are writing a personal narrative or story. This is the same worksheet you used when discussing fiction and planning fictional stories. You are going to use it to learn about the elements of a personal narrative by using this template to analyze the personal narrative, the big storm. Now let's look at worksheet 21.3, Cupcakes with Mom. Now remember our learning targets were: I can read words with the R sound. I can plan a personal narrative. Now let's look at our wiggle cards. Launch a ship, cut a fish, glue a broken cup, shell your clouds, have a locks, act like you are exhausted. Now we have come to the end of today's lesson. I hope you learned 1 or 2 things. We know you are a champion and you can do all that you want to do. Determination brings results and hard work pays. Keep being you, my champions. Until I see you in our next lesson. Bye for now.